Well, welcome back. This is San Angelo Live. My name is Joe Hyde. I'm here with our senior political analyst, Yantis Green. Yantis, what a day it's been.
Well, there are still people out there, standing in line to vote, and today is finally here.
Even in Tom Green County, people are still trying to vote.
Absolutely. There have been lines every day of early voting.
Right.
And there are lines that started before 7 o'clock this morning. So.
And of course, we've been reporting on the early voting numbers, and they've been way up this year. And I think that kind of feeds into a little bit of the angst that a lot of the citizens of America really feel, certainly in a conservative county like Tom Green County and San Angelo area.
And we haven't seen an election like this. We haven't seen a presidential candidate replaced on the ballot. And, that's just unheard of. So this is uncharted territory. And, of course, the country is so divided, the far left and the far right. And
everyone else in the middle wondering what the hell.
Well, and most of them are so very, very passionate. I saw a pickup today with a Trump flag flying.
Was it a big one?
Yeah, it was a big one going down the street. And people have a lot at stake in this election that they have drummed up the support. And in Tom Green County, most of it's going to be for Donald Trump.
You think so? I predict that Tom Green County will go 78% for Trump.
It should be in that range. I mean, it's.
But here's another prediction. I predict that Midland, Ector, Lubbock, Amarillo, all the count, Randall, and all that, the counties up in Amarillo, will go 80% plus for Trump.
That's probably a pretty safe bet.
I mean, out here they call it the Magnificent Seven Cities, starting at Wichita Falls, going to San Angelo, Abilene, Midland, Odessa, Lubbock, and Amarillo. And they're saying that these cities are the bulwark for keeping Texas red.
Right. And it always has been. And we have for decades kept Travis County in check on the appeals court judges. And but we've been solidly Republican and conservative. We've been conservative for longer than I've been around, but we have been Republican since 1992.
Well, I might have spoiled the show for you by kind of telling you that we're probably going to elect Trump here in Tom Green County and San Angelo. But we have a star-studded lineup, so Let's go over that real quick. We have Tom Thompson, who's a city councilman from the Lakeview District up on the north side.
Right.
He's going to be in here first. Next, we have County Judge Lane Carter. He's a Republican. He represents the county. And then we have Drew Darby, our state rep, another Republican. He's kind of become the senior statesman of the Texas legislature.
Yes, he has. And, of course, he's had a rough couple of years. But,
just 1 year.
But it'll be good to see what Drew's take is on things tonight.
And then the school district here, San Angelo ISD and Miles ISD, both of them have finance referendums on the ballot.
Okay.
They're both called Proposition A.
Right.
So we have Miles Proposition A, which is really a school bond. It's for several $1 million for them to redo their high school, their middle school, and a new cafetorium, things like that.
Right.
And then we have the Prop A here for San Angelo ISD, where they are trying to get voter approval to raise the M&O rate 3 cents after the school district board of trustees already lowered the INS side 3 cents. So it's kind of a wash, and they're saying if we can get that 3 cents basically transferred from INS over to M&O, the state will match $4 million of that $2 million raised. So it'll be total revenue input into the school district of about $6 million if voters vote for Prop A.
That's right, and it used to be called local effort. The legislature is made up of a bunch of lawyers, and they like to throw around terms.
It's not
like
just
that.
lawyers; they come up with the strangest names. Like compression. Instead of lowering your tax rate, they call it compression.
Well,
rah compression.
This is golden pennies.
Yes, golden pennies and copper pennies. There's copper pennies too. I mean, it's just esoteric stuff. And the other thing about the school district stuff, back in the day, there was a thing that I didn't know what his acronym was, but they pronounced it acetar.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, acetar sounded like some kind of disease you get, But all that strange school district, Texas Education Association kind of lingo in there. I think it might have confused and or scared a lot of voters.
Yeah, but I think that and I'll make a prediction. I think that's going to pass. I think it's going to pass easily.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yantis Green says Prop A for San Angelo ISD is going to pass easily.
I believe so, and I do want to unpack that with Dr. Kingman while he's here, and because there's a lot in there. There's a lot about school finance, and public education is going to change drastically.
You mean it's going to go to a voucher program?
In the next year, yeah. When we talked to Drew Darby,
he'll tell you that he's trying to stop it.
I know, but he's got his finger in the dike, but that's not going to.
He doesn't have other people with fingers. Yeah. He only has 10 fingers, and the holes are probably spread
there's
apart.
Too many holes in that, and that is going to have a radical effect on public schools in Texas, and I'm looking forward to that conversation.
Another senior guy with the county, with Tom Green County, is County Commissioner Rick Bacon, Precinct 3, and he's been with the county a long time. He's known as one of the more conservative Republicans on the county, but also he's called a lot of the shots. I mean, he's very smart. If you remember going through the big jail controversy, it was Bacon who ushered that through and prevented that from becoming a real disaster.
He really did, and Rick has always done that. He was with the Grape Creek ISD for decades. He's a numbers guy. He's a doer, and he does have an opponent tonight or today.
And Mercedes de la Cruz.
Mercedes de la Cruz, who, is a newcomer politically.
Well, she's a Democrat. And I think she's up there in the Democrat Party. I think
she was the chairman of the Democrat Party in Montgomery County, and but she hasn't campaigned, and she doesn't know a lot about county government. And again, this is
you haven't seen any campaigning from Mercedes?
She hasn't filed any campaign finance reports, so I'm assuming following the law, she hasn't spent any money.
Gotcha.
So it's just putting her name on the ballot.
And let's see what happens.
Is all I've seen. And I keep a good watch on social media too.
After Rick Bacon's on, we'll have Sheriff Nick Hanna.
Nick is on the ballot, unopposed.
Unopposed. Nobody wants to go against the Texas Ranger. And he is the quintessential. You ever seen Tombstone, where the actress is looking at him longingly from the bar, looking at Wyatt Earp, and says, "Who's that tall drink of water?"
Yeah.
That's what, every time I see Nick Hanna, I think, man, there's a tall drink of water right there.
Yeah.
So.
And Nick's in charge of law enforcement for the county, and that's a big chunk. I mean, running the jail, they finally got fully staffed, and they've been understaffed for years.
And that is, and it's on patrol too. So his patrol side is also staffed completely. And he doesn't have the resources to pay as much as DPS or a lot of these local police departments or other counties. Crane County, with all that oil money, can pay a lot more money to deputies. But he's done it, I guess, through a culture change.
Yeah, and hats off to Nick Hanna for running the sheriff's department that well.
Also coming tonight, we're going to have hope. This is tentatively because he's also working as an election judge. But I thought that we should have the Democrat Party chair, John Mark Hogue, come on here. So John Mark Hogue, or if anyone sees John Mark Hogue hanging around wherever he's doing his election judging stuff, if the election goes well here, I guess for the Democrats, then John Mark said he'll come by and see us.
Okay.
So, and then another one that we're waiting for a confirmation on time, probably be after 9 o'clock, will be August Pfluger. Of course, our Congressman August Pfluger and Drew Darby are co-hosting a party right now at Cactus
Hotel,
which will be over at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And a little bit about what we're doing here. So, usually San Angelo Live is we're broadcasting from our studio, but tonight we're broadcasting from the ArcLight Bar and Grill here in the Clarion Inn in downtown San Angelo. And this bar is kind of like a little joint venture between the owners of San Angelo Live and some other people trying to revive an old place that used to be called the Cattleman back in the day.
Okay.
It was kind of a storied bar downtown, and then it was the Black Sheep, and I think they had some card playing here for a while, and so this was kind of vacant. And so we said, let's see if we can't make it happen. And one of the dreams that I had from this, that we could actually live stream a show from this bar. And what the heck? I mean, I've been promoting bars with San Angelo Live for 10 years. We might as well go vertical and promote your own bar.
That's right. Well, and this is a great room for what we're trying to do here, and you've got that humongous screen there that we
the huge,
can see.
Hey,
the
I don't know if
results
they can
on.
do it, but can someone scan and show the screen? Of course, it has my laptop screensaver on it right now, but that's what we'll be putting up the election results for Tom Green County. So that's the gigantic screen here, and anyway, this is the ArcLight Bar and Grill. That's where we are. If you want to come see us live tonight, we're at 441 Rio Concho. We're inside the Clarion Hotel. And by the way, this room is also available for Christmas parties if y'all want to book it. And if you don't want to book this one, we have 17,000 more square feet of banquet space here. So
and that's great. We're waiting on the polls to close at 7.
Right.
And then here in Tom Green County, we know that Vonna Hudson has a process, and we should get early voting and absentee ballots. That'll be the first batch that we get. And those results, could be in 7:30 or so.
Right.
That's optimistic, but we'll see. We'll see how local results pair up with the statewide and national results. Of course, we've got a Senate race with Ted Cruz and Colin Allred that is interesting.
So Ted Cruz is the Republican. Colin Allred is the NFL player that turned into a Democrat somehow. He got blue-pilled. But anyway, Ted Cruz is not well liked.
Well, he can be abrasive, but he finds a way to win, and he finds a way to get things done.
He's a master debate. I mean, he debates well. I say master debater.
Yeah, he does.
But
he debates well.
He is one of the smartest debaters I've ever seen. Yeah. And he destroyed Colin Allred at that debate. But I'm afraid that people thought he was being too mean.
Well, you also have to look back and see that he trounced Beto O'Rourke.
Yeah.
And
he didn't trounce him in the polls. I mean, Beto almost beat him by, there was only 200,000 votes between the two. And of course, this is in 2018.
But he won.
He did win.
And Beto was the rising star nationally.
And the interesting thing about that, the Third Court of Appeals there in Austin, which services our district courts here, flipped 100% from Republican to Democrat on Beto's coattails. And Ted Cruz was still able to beat him. And the way he did it was a last-minute bus tour through San Angelo, Abilene, Lubbock, Midland, Odessa, Amarillo, Wichita Falls.
Through those West Texas cities.
Yeah.
And that's
and he didn't do that this year, so I'm wondering if his polling was saying, I got this.
I think so. From what I saw, Texas was never in play. Even Texas Monthly said Texas has never been in play during this election
Even with
cycle.
all these activists that are saying that Texas was in play, it never was really in play. All right, so what do you think? Do you think Trump's going to pull it out nationally?
I wrote the column that you guys published that says I believe that Donald Trump is going to win in a landslide.
Okay, so
landslide.
We're looking for a Yantis screen landslide versus Joe Hyde, who is, I'll tell you what, my brain says he's not going to win. My gut says he will. How's that? My gut says he will.
We were talking at lunch today, and it's either he's going to win in a landslide or we're not going to know for a week. We're not going to know the results for a week.
And that's going to be awful because that means we'd have to live stream for an entire week nonstop and be like a filibuster here at the ArcLight Bar and Grill. You'll have to come up and see us tomorrow. We'll still be here, if these election results don't come in. But we're going to be here until we know kind of what a winner is, the way it's going to. And hopefully overnight, they won't shut everything down and have water leaks in Georgia, and then all of a sudden all these mail-in ballots drop. Hopefully overnight, that kind of thing won't happen. Hopefully we'll have an idea by 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock tonight who's going to win.
And we'll talk about that further about why I believe it's going to be a landslide and how that's going to happen.
I think with Joe Rogan and Elon Musk jumping on board, Tulsi Gabbard, am I stealing your thunder?
Well, that's where it is. That's where it is. Trump did what Reagan did,
right?
And that he understood that he had the party. He had the Republican Party has been his for a long time. But what he did was he knew that, but he needed more votes.
So the big tent.
He big tent, Big Ten at the party. He reached out and got Elon Musk. He got Tulsi Gabbard. He got Robert Kennedy Jr. And each one of those brings to the electorate a bunch of folks who are not going to vote
And also,
Democrat.
I think it brings credibility to Trump, and it debunks a lot of the BS that I mean, I've never seen so many lies about a man in my life. I mean, the lies about Trump are over the top. I mean, absolutely. But the bar is filling up pretty good here. We're getting quite a crowd.
All right.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to sign off for now.
Okay.
And then we'll come back on with our live stream as soon as we get the first county results.
All right.
And hopefully that'll be, at 7:30 or so, and we'll have Tom Thompson on with us.
And there's lots we can talk about with Tom.
Yeah, especially how the city raises their taxes all the time. What do you think? I'm just kidding, Tom.
Yeah.
Don't chicken out.
Yeah, the tax rate at the city is not that bad right now. So,
Well, here's the interesting thing about the tax rate at the city. The school district, with their compression from the Texas legislature, the school district tax rate is 81 cents. The city is 7.76.
yep.
They're almost the same. It used to be school districts were like $1.21,
$1.50.
5 years, $1.50.
Yeah.
So almost, and the city was at 70, 75. It used to be a school district tax rate was twice what the city was. I don't think enough people talk about that. All you hear about complaints like the Republicans have been in charge in Austin, what the hell they done? Well, they drove down the tax rate on our ISDs by increasing how much a portion of the budget that the state pays to these school districts.
Right.
And that's been a major accomplishment, I think.
It really has for the state. It's changed the landscape of how government is funded.
And the other thing about it is, I'll genuflect to you education of aficionados who believe that they're underfunding our schools. And that's not necessarily because they're driving the tax rates down. It's because in HB1 last year, in the last legislative session, they had that fight over vouchers. When they stripped vouchers out of it, they didn't even bring HB1 back up again.
Right.
And HB1 had several $1 billion to increase the basic allotment for child and all that stuff, but that would not have increased or decreased your tax rate. It just would have given more funding for the school districts. But they didn't pass, unfortunately. But
Well,
at the
there's a
same
lot
time,
to-
my standing still says the Republican legislature has done an excellent job of driving down the tax rate.
And that's true, and there's a lot more to come.
And we'll ask Drew Darby about a lot more to come.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm Joe Hyde,
I'm Yantis Green.
and Yantis is our senior political analyst. And he's kind of like our Brett Hume of San Angelo Live, if y'all know who Brett Hume is. But we'll see you in a couple minutes. We're going to get back on probably about 7:15, 7:30. Until then, stay tuned. And, hey, come on down to the bar. We'll have CNN or Fox News, whoever has the best coverage is
That'll
what we're
work.
going to put on. So until then, I'll see y'all.